She is a triple threat musical theater performer and girl next door. You may have seen her here in Greater Moncton in productions like Grease, Elf, and Beauty and the Beast. Most recently, she's sailed the seas as a singer and dancer for Norwegian Cruise Line. Let's welcome Robyn Esson to the show. Hey, Robyn.
Hi.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Why are you sad?
I'm not sad.
Robyn is sad, I want to tell you all. She's a singer, actor, and dancer.
I was like, what? I was like, I'm really happy to be here.
I know you are, and you're happy to be doing what you're doing. So tell
I
me,
am.
what about singing, acting, dancing, doing musical theater makes you happy? What makes you tick?
Oh, that's a loaded question. I mean, every performer will tell you that what gives us the most joy is just telling stories and being able to bring the joy that we feel on stage to audiences every single day. I think musical theater changes people. I think people feel like so many emotions when they're watching like theater or dance, and to be able to be the person like for that delivery is just a really special feeling.
Absolutely, and you get fulfillment out of it.
I do. I love it. Like, it's the one place that I'm really myself.
You feel like you're your highest self.
Yes.
You are your own spirit animal.
I am my own spirit animal.
When you're on stage.
For sure.
Obviously with live performance, as I know, and you know well, mishaps happen, things happen, we can't stop and retake. What's the funniest thing, or one of the funniest things that's happened to you, or that you've seen happen on stage or backstage?
Oh my gosh.
That doesn't involve me.
That doesn't involve you? Okay, fine. Because there's a lot of those. No,
I know, I'm known for ripping my pants, did you know?
that is true. I mean, there's so many. I think one that really comes to mind was in my high school days, so my young performing days. And I was in Footloose, and I had this big crinoline, because
I remember this.
the 80s prom scene, right? And I do this kind of like twirl. I was Ariel, so I was kind of the center of this piece, and I do this twirl on stage, and as I'm twirling, my crinoline is falling off, and I just kind of had to like
Hop
jump
out
of my skirt, kick it off, and then keep going. But I mean, that's what you do, right?
It happened. I was there. It was quite impressive how you executed that. Now, obviously, you started performing at a really young age, and then after high school, as we, artists often have that tug and pull of, do I go into a traditional career or something that's a little bit more risky but more fulfilling, like the arts? You originally chose to go into a bit more of a traditional career. You studied marketing, you worked at a college for a little bit, and then you decided to finally take the plunge.
I did.
What was the impetus to finally make you want to commit to performing as a career?
That's a long story, but to keep it succinct, I think I finally, as you get older, you mature and you learn about yourself. And I think I finally just looked around one day and said, this is not my happiest person. And at that point in time, I was, let's say 27. I had a lot of people in my boat that were really encouraging me. And for the first time, it's true. And for the first time, I felt like, you know what? Like, I think I'm ready to do this. And I always say, and people always say, I wish I had started earlier. And I have those moments, but I really don't think I would have been mentally ready if I had started earlier. I don't think I'd be where I am today if I had started when I was younger.
Absolutely. Everything comes in seasons. Now, so one of your first contracts when you finally decided to make that jump into professional performance happened to take place in Tokyo, Japan.
It did, yes.
So you auditioned in New York, kind of on a whim. You got the gig to work at the Disney park in Tokyo. And as you're about to open shows, pandemic hit.
Yeah.
What was the feeling like? Was it disappointment? Was it discouragement, uncertainty?
I think, like anybody in that moment, it was uncertainty, because, I mean, we were supposed to open our show, I forget what it was, April 30th, I think. And we had our very last dress rehearsal for Alan Menken on the 29th of April.
Yeah.
So the next day, I was like, I'm finally going to get to perform, and they shut the park down. So we were like, what is going on? And I mean, the information we were getting in Japan was very different than what you were getting here in Canada.
Yeah, because it was happening like sort of a month before it hit here. I remember being backstage at the Capitol thinking, oh, poor Robyn, not knowing what was coming our way.
Yeah.
So you were stuck in Japan for a bit, and then eventually you came back here. spent some time here, and then you went on the Norwegian Cruise Line as a swing originally,
I did, yeah.
then as a singer-dancer. For those of you who don't know what a swing is, give us a quick...
So a swing is basically a supremely crazy understudy role.
Yeah.
So really, instead of covering one person, you cover every single person in the show.
Like this? Like a hat, or...?
Good question. So if you were learning a role and you were kind of, the lead, I would also learn your role in case something happened.
Yeah.
But I would also learn this person's
understudy's
role,
role.
and I would also learn that person's role.
Right.
And I would learn every person in the cast role in case something happened to any one of them.
And it does really happen. We hear these crazy stories where, especially during the pandemic, this person's sick, that person's in, this person's sick, that person's in.
Yeah.
That's the wild thing about live theater. So since you've come home from the Mediterranean, where you were on Norwegian Cruise Line, Norwegian in the Mediterranean,
Yes.
kind of confusing. You've not only started a theater company, 1890 Junction Co. Theater, you've been teaching. Robyn taught a kids theater class that I am now teaching,
Yes.
and I'm sure they would all vote that they liked you more from day one.
I don't think that's true.
That's okay. That's okay. I make them cry. They respect me. I don't know. And currently, you are choreographing Jesus Christ Superstore.
Superstar.
Yes, that's where he likes to hang out. Superstar. That's going up. And that is also co-produced by 1890 Junction Co.
Yes.
So things are happening. What's the long-term plan for 1890 Junction Co. Theater Co?
That's a great question. I mean, I'm one of 4 people a part of that, and honestly, I hope to continue to be the talent, not the producer side of
face.
things. Yeah, but I think it's great. Like I think the more arts and culture and theater specifically that we can bring to Moncton, the better. I don't think it's a competition. I think it's more opportunity, like I said, to tell those stories. So I just hope it continues to grow, and as well as the rest of the theater groups here.
Absolutely. And Jesus Christ Superstar is a collaboration of 3 different groups,
Yeah.
Hub City, 1890, and Tuna Musica. So I want to know what's next for you. What's the next show you're going to be doing and where?
Sure. Next, I'm actually going to Ontario, so I'm going to stay in Canada, which is so great.
Oh my gosh, you don't have to
Finally.
take a boat.
I don't have to take a boat.
And what show are you going to be doing in Ontario?
I'm going to be doing 3 shows actually. So I'm doing the Prom,
Yes.
which I am absolutely thrilled about.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Cut to Prom Pictures 2008. It's not going to top that. Anyway, and what else?
Then I'm doing Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
That's a mouthful.
It is, but it's one that people love and cherish.
Yeah.
And then lastly, for the 2023 season, I'll be doing Evita.
Evita, oh, we love it. You are on the go. We love it. The homegrown talent heading out abroad and staying within Canada. Where can we find you online if you want to follow your journey, Robyn?
You can follow me on Instagram. That's probably the best place, at Robyn Esson.
At Robyn Esson. To keep updated on future episodes and what I've got going on, follow me at Stages of CJ. Remember, art is the universal language.